Rebelstar Raiders was published by Redshift in 1984. It is a turn-based tactical combat game for the ZX Spectrum 48K. The game did not have a computer-controlled option, but allowed two players to take control of 20 to 30 characters armed with various weapons for combat. The game was supplied on cassette tape and loaded into the ZX Spectrum via an audio tape recorder. Beautiful 80s style graphics on the cassette inlay showed the Redshift Transgalactic Cooperative battling with the Rebelstar Raiders. Inside the cassette case was a detailed 16-page rulebook which had a one-page story to set the scene between the Redshift Transgalactic Cooperative and the Rebelstar Raiders. This was followed by instructions on how to load the game and controls covering deployment, movement and combat. Character information included movement points, endurance, skill, armour and victory points, along with weapon statistics. Sketches throughout the book add flavour to the introductory story. Gameplay was limited to a fixed map on the screen, but to add variation, 3 scenarios were included with Rebelstar Raiders: Moonbase, Starling Gale and the Final Assault. Detailed blueprints of each map along with the scenario information was included at the back of the rulebook. The first scenario, Moonbase, picks up the introductory storyline and sees a squad of 24 Rebelstar Raiders led by Joe Capricorn attacking the Moonbase, which has been disguised as a mining station. Captain Krenon leads one of the squads, a character who is in the following scenarios and features in the other 2 Rebelstar games. The cooperative defends the base with security guards, robots and autoguns. The Raiders win if they can destroy the sensitive equipment in the control room. Joe Capricorn and Captain Krenon return to their escape vessel, the Starling Gale, in the second scenario. The ship must be defended by the Rebelstar Raiders for 12 turns as it is repaired, while the cooperative tries to prevent its takeoff by destroying the 2 navcoms on the bridge. The Raiders have to defend with only 2/3 of their forces until reinforcements arrive on turn 4. After taking out the planetary defences on the moon, the third scenario, the Final Assault, has the crew of the Starling Gale join the Free Dream forces on the surface of the planet Pi, where the Rebelstar Raiders must destroy all 8 parts of the main com in an underground shelter to defeat the Redshift Transgalactic Cooperative. In this extract from the game, the Rebelstar Raiders in yellow can be seen attacking the Moonbase and trying to get to the control room in the top right corner to destroy the sensitive equipment and win the game. The cooperative characters are located inside the Moonbase and comprise of security guards, robots and autoguns. Being a turn-based game, the player controlling the Rebelstar Raiders completes all their movement, shooting and combat for each character before the defending player does the same with their characters. Once this is done, the game moves on to the next turn. It is possible to check the status of each character at any point during your turn by moving the cursor onto that character. The creator of this 2-player game, Rebelstar Raiders, was the British games designer Julian Gollop, who specialised in strategy games. He had wanted the game to have the option of being single player, pitted against the computer, so he went on to develop functional pathfinding algorithms that could be used to accomplish this in the other games in the Rebelstar series. From his early days developing games for 8-bit computers, he went on to work on games such as XCOM, Ghost Recon Shadow Wars and Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. Following on from the success of Rebelstar Raiders, Julian Gollop went on to release the second game in the trilogy, Rebelstar, in 1986 on the Firebird label. This improved game, written in machine code, featured a larger scrolling map and supported both two-player and single-player formats. Written for the ZX Spectrum 48K and supplied on cassette tape, Rebelstar was marketed as a gripping strategy game, with a colourful picture depicting the Raiders outside Moonbase Delta and featuring screenshots from the game on the reverse side of the cassette inlay. Gone was the 16-page rulebook in the previous version, with the instructions for Rebelstar being written on the inside of the cassette inlay. Details on how to load the one-player or two-player game, along with controls for movement, firing, damage, and using objects such as keys for security doors and medi-probes to heal wounds. The biggest change in Rebelstar was the scrolling map, which vastly improved gameplay across a large area, but at times a player could lose track of player or enemy characters. In this example, you can see that the play area being viewed in the game is just a small section in the bottom left of the Moonbase Delta map. In order to help players, many computer magazines published at the time would print detailed versions of the Moonbase Delta map, along with hints and tips on how to play the game, where certain objects were located and how they could be used within the game. Beautiful 8-bit graphics depict the characters in the game, from the Rebelstar Raiders and combat droids to the operatives along with their droid forces. As in Rebelstar Raiders, a game turn comprises of the Raiders moving, shooting and performing actions with all their characters, and then the operatives doing the same. If the one-player game option is selected, then the computer takes control of the operatives and the difficulty level can be set between 1 to 8. Once a character has been selected with the cursor, the character's name, morale, stamina and action points available are displayed to the right of the map window. Further information can also be shown, including unit type and object in use. When firing, the cost to perform a shot with a particular character and weapon is given along with the probability to hit the target and ammunition remaining. Additionally, active command keys are displayed to the bottom right to assist the player. Two types of shooting are now available in the game, aimed and snapshot, the former being more accurate but costs more action points. Also, opportunistic fire allows a player to interrupt their opponent's turn with pre-targeted shots. Characters are also able to interact with certain objects within the game, with units able to drop or pick up weapons, ammunition, dead bodies and other items. Some terrain provides cover and/or obstructions, such as dead bodies and wreckage of destroyed droids. In order to win the game, the Raiders have to destroy Isaac, the computer responsible for breaking the Raiders' secret codes, or they need to destroy all the operatives. The Raiders lose if they fail to complete their mission within the time limit. Rebelstar Raiders was originally published by Redshift Software and had a close relationship with Julian Gollop and Games Workshop. They produced a number of games for the ZX Spectrum and BBC microcomputer, including Apocalypse, based on the Games Workshop board game. The other two games in the Rebelstar trilogy were published by Telecomsoft, a division of British Telecom, under the Firebird label for Rebelstar, and then with the Silverbird label for Rebelstar 2, Alien Encounter. The third game in the trilogy, released in 1988, was Rebelstar 2, Alien Encounter, and changed the focus of the games from defeating the Transgalactic Cooperative to combating an alien race threatening the Rebelstar Raiders. Published by the budget label Silverbird and supplied on cassette for the ZX Spectrum 48K and 128K machines, Rebelstar 2 Alien Encounter had a picture of an alien on the cover, reminiscent of the 1986 Aliens movie, with colourful screenshots from the game on the reverse side of the cassette inlay. Similar to Rebelstar, this game features a large scrolling map depicting the alien planet Thray 6, with a vast alien jungle and a base containing the alien queen. In the example, you can see the play area being viewed in the upper right of the main map, along with part of the escape shuttle in the top left of the viewing window. In addition to the Raiders characters, fun 8-bit graphics depict the various aliens that need to be defeated to win the game. Gameplay and control is the same as Rebelstar, with a turn comprising of the Raiders moving, shooting and performing actions with all their characters, and then the aliens doing the same. The display on the right hand side should be familiar to players of Rebelstar, with the character's name, morale, stamina and action points available being displayed once selected with the cursor. Further information including map square details, object carrying, unit type and object in use can also be displayed. When switching to fire mode, the costs and the chance to hit are given along with the ammunition remaining. Aimed, snapshot and interrupt fire is also available as before, with the screen display window turning to an abstract view when selecting a target to shoot at, to give that fog of war feel to the game. The Raiders start on the left hand side of the map and have to make their way across the alien jungle, which includes bushes, trees, rivers and marshes. As they do so, the aliens swarm to intercept the Raiders in the jungle, and then later defend their queen in her base. The objective is for the Rebelstar Raiders to kill the aliens and their queen, who can fire deadly acidic spray, plus capture the alien eggs. The Raiders' escape shuttle lands on turn 15 and is set to take off on turn 26. At the end of the game, victory points are compared to give a winner. When released, this game appealed not only strategists but fans of the Aliens movies. Having played all three games in the trilogy, I would vote Rebelstar as my favourite, as I recall playing this game against my ZX Spectrum for many hours back in 1986. Hope you enjoyed this review of the Rebelstar Raiders on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, brought to you by the Retro Attic Mancave.